Hi, I'm Michael Silk. This is my Datsun 12 station wagon. I'm from Queensland and I live in Narangba on the north side of Brisbane. During the daytime, I'm an electrician by trade, and at night time, spend time with my girls and play with my cars. What got me into cars was my dad. When I was 16, he took me to a car festival, and yeah, we just enjoyed it and haven't looked back. Bought my first car, then I bought another car, and then eventually you get to one that you keep forever, and yeah, this is it. I chose this car because I had a few mates that had Datsun 1600s. I wanted something a bit lighter, something a little bit different. There was plenty of 1200 utes and coupes getting around, and I went, well, let's do a wagon, I thought it would be heavier so I could put a bigger motor in it, but turns out the utes are heavier, so yeah. So when I bought this car, it was December 99, and it took me 3 years to build. The last thing was the paint, obviously. In my parents' garage, me and my dad, we built it together. I've owned it now 23 years, and it's gone through probably 3 or 4 remakes. The colour stayed the same, but different roll cages, different drive lines. Obviously not as in engine, but like different gearboxes, different diffs, and yeah, fuel systems. So. The driveline in the car is a SR20. Now it's a VET head. Originally it was just a DET, and we put a stocko motor in it. We went pretty good, heard a few things, so started modifying it, rods, pistons, etc. It gets to a point where you go so fast at the track, but after that it just, upgrade and upgrade. Originally it had a Trimatic gearbox in it, like out of a Gemini, a few extra clutches, and a Hilux diff. The Trimatic was a little bit problematic. After a few rebuilds, decided to go a C4. The C4 was a reverse pattern, so for 10 years or more I was shifting forward, and hey, I'll admit it, and not everyone's the best driver in the world. And instead of shifting backwards, I would shift forwards and over-rev the engine and hurt the engine, so I decided that's got to go. I would really like to put a 3-speed in it. I put a power glide in it, it's just 2-speed obviously, but the 3-speed would be my option, but I'm stuck with what I got unless I want to spend bulk coins, so gone to that. The Hilux diff, we've had a couple of different centers in it, different gear ratios. At the moment it's now a 3.5, but yeah, I've got a 3.9 at home if I really want to step it up. So this engine that's in the car now is the second time I've had a go at this engine. We learned a lot on the first time. It didn't destroy itself or anything like that, but it came apart. Bearings and everything were mint, had to do a little bit of work on the head. I really had a couple of goals, everyone has a bucket list. It wasn't really a bucket list, but I really wanted to have a goal at coming down to Summernats and trying to make 1,000 horsepower and being the first 4-cylinder to achieve that goal. I believe, I haven't been corrected, but a 750 to 800 horsepower was the limit before that, and I decided to put all the power in the car and see if we can get it. So when we finally made it to the event, we put on the dyno and tried to get in early just in case someone beat me, but yeah, we did it and we got 1,056 and 1,053, so it backed it up, which is pretty cool. That's a full exhaust system, air cleaner. As I drove it to there, no nitrous bottle in the car, just makes boosts. So because it's a VE head in there, you can really rev the car, like on a DET, flat out 8,500, 8,800 is normally its limits, but with the VE head, we turned it to 10,350 RPM, pretty high, really screams. I'd hate to see what it sounds like with the side pipe, but probably going to go down that way one day. So owning the car over 23 years, had some highs and some lows, everyone does. Probably one of the highs is in Sydney. I went down for I think it was an APSA meet, probably about 10 years ago. We came out and I just had a new set of shockies set up for the front of the car, and not having my crew there, I had a bunch of other people. We'll turn the nitrous bowlers on, we'll turn the nitrous bowlers off. I was pulling up on the start line, go to do a burnout, wouldn't do a burnout. And then anyway, got through all that, came out at night. I'd done a wheelie and just tagged the wall with the rear bar, like it just slid out. So we would trying to race the left-hand lane because it always goes right. And I don't know what happened, but I hit this thing off the line and it wheelied and it came up. I clicked second in the air and it scraped the bar, cut my parachutes. It came down, I was in the wrong lane. I turned it, kept it off the wall, left-hand wheel came up. Then I turned it again, got back in my lane, right-hand rear wheel come up. I decided, nah, I'm not going to abort this one, you know. I don't think I'm legal anyway, so I got kicked out that night, but they told me not to come back. I don't know, I'm guessing the car's changed now, so. I'd like to give a special thanks to all the people. I'll start saying things that firstly, my family. I'm going to start with my dad. You know, I don't normally get emotional. He got me into the sport, and you know, he may not always be there, but he's definitely on the computer showing all his mates and, you know, telling other people, you know, this is my son, which is great, you know. Didn't think that was actually going to be the way, but my mum always tells me, your dad's there for you. So, my brother, younger brother, I got 3 of them, so he's Silky Fabrication, so as much as I can do a lot of the work, he does the majority of the things like roll cages, you know, welding aluminium, you know. We always bounce, you know. He'll ask me a question, I'll ask him a question, so it's great, you know. I'd also like to thank my partner, my little girl, giving me time, giving me space in the shed, you know. It's not easy having a family and then going, well, I need a couple of months to get my car ready. I'd like to thank Scott Hoffman from Nugget Garage or Cleveland Tuning. You know, sensational, hands down, just a great guy, you know, always willing to answer questions, give you advice, you know, very practical. If you want something done, he'll tell you, I don't think that's a good idea, or we can give it a go, but I don't recommend it, and you know, so gives you the option, doesn't just say, I want to do it one way, you know. Goby's Parts, awesome guy, always there, willing to help and advice. Garrett Turbos, you know, great mate. Turbo Smart, I've met the guys, excellent. And Haltech, I love the product, the guys are great, always welcoming, and the support, sensational. My mate Jimmy Lee, he's standing over there, you know. He's a great guy, he helps me get places. You know, Chris Adams, Mick McGregor, Nigel, mate, there's just a list of people, you know. I'll probably forget somebody, you know, but you know, I'd like to thank everybody. Everyone's always got my back, everyone's always got support. They may not even like the car or, you know, that style, but you know, mates are mates and they'll always have your back, so it's great. So I'd just like to thank everybody that's in the motorsport, and you know, thank you guys for letting me have an interview.